We're Chuck and Lila Hewitt, and we have been invited to share some stories and testimonies with the community about the experiences that we have had with the hospital programs of the chronic care and the paramedic team, community paramedic team, and the EMTs. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of background about what brought us here and up to today. We came from California about 15 years ago, and because our daughter and her husband bought a farm on the Willwood, Chuck's a retired agricultural dean, and she needed some help on her farm, so they called us here, and we got here before they moved. So we were here a little bit, and Chuck got a job with the city as park superintendent and city arborist. We got very involved with our church and worked with our church to develop marriage and family ministry. And when Chuck retired from the city, we became chaplains to the Powell Police Department and to the Wyoming Highway Patrol. He's also the U.S. Air Force chaplain for the Yellowstone Squadron of the Civil Air Patrol. He's recently been called to participate with a VA community clergy program. It's called Hero Squad.
Hero Squad, it's a new...
For veterans, to help veterans. That's all locally here in Powell. And he was on the Ministerial Association. He serves on the Hospital Ethics Committee and served with the Yellowstone Behavioral. And I tell you all of that to we came involved, active, and fully engaged. This is our Mayberry RFT. We love Powell. And Chuck is a Vietnam vet, experiences side effects from Agent Orange, had a kidney donation from his brother 30 years ago. So we brought medical issues. We were healthy when we came. We got a clear bill of health from our doctor in California. We were 60. This year we're 75. So in about the past 5 years, he had congestive heart failure from Agent Orange, which brought a lot of complications. He has peripheral neuropathy. He suffers with edema, high uric acid, so he experiences flares of gout and arthritis. With the edema, the issue of the leg swelling causes the possibility of sepsis with infections. So, and I tell you all this to just illustrate what all this team has coordinated for us. All of the specialists and all of the medications, and it's just been life-altering. He's still a warrior. He doesn't want to give up all of the things that he's been doing for these years in Powell. And we literally had teams sit with us and say, what is it that you want to accomplish? What do you want your life to look like? Tell us your quality of life desired, and we will do everything in our power to help you achieve that. Mm-hmm. And that's what has happened. The first time we heard the chronic care phrase was from Vi at the hospital in Dr. Durney's office, and we knew that they were starting to develop something, and we were already so blessed and pleased with the care we had been receiving. Then as COVID hit, 2020 hit, and COVID, and they did everything in their power to serve Chuck at home so that he would not have to be exposed to the hospital. And he was recovering from an injury that put him in Uniboot cast for 8 months. So his legs got emaciated and his mobility was really compromised. So all things considered, they didn't want him to have to go for a multitude of reasons. So they started coming to the house to give him his every 2-week INR test. He gets a B12 once a month. They come and administer that. He has a team of specialists in every capacity. Anytime any one of them need lab work, the team of paramedics come and do that.
Well, what's neat about that is the time that we spend. You would think I wouldn't be all that busy with all that at home, but I felt like I was running every single day to one doctor or another, so you had the doctor's appointments. And what was so blessed about it is that when they come to the house and they begin to service here, it keeps me from having to go out those days, and when I have to give blood or get a shot or things like that, it's just such a blessing not to have to go out to all the places where you have to get a shot, because it's when you can't walk very well, it's difficult, and they've made it just great. I mean, it's just where that's one day that I don't have to go and try to get to the lab and get blood and all that sort of stuff.
Well, and he also experiences chronic fatigue, and so there were days earlier in the year that he just had no energy he would just basically sit in the chair or have to be in the bed because there was no margin to go anywhere. And so they came and took care. And the blessing is every time there was a team here, and I had occasions where I've had to call for what were life-saving measures, and the ambulances had to come and paramedics. A few times they've been able to address my concerns here. They always listen to me. They know us so well, and when the information goes back to the facility, the infrastructure is such a well-oiled machine that all of the specialists are kept up. You know, they forward information to Heather McGuire, the nephrologist, to the cardiologist, to the rheumatoid doctor, to Dr. Beechler, who treats his feet and his legs. So everyone, when he sees one, they all know what has been going on because they're so well informed. It takes a village to help a senior in this season of our life with chronic illnesses, and we have a village, and the teamwork and the personal love and treatment that we feel has altered the course of our life. And Chuck is progressing and improving in a lot of areas with this intense coordination. They're helping him to achieve the things, because even if he's in a wheelchair, he can be at the computer and still his mind is still sharp, and he can still serve the community like he desires to do.
And so what's nice is that they're providing that extra care, and or finding that extra care for us. That's kind of the focus of the new VA program, is us veterans who can, to minister to veterans' families who are in need, and take them by the hand and take them to where they can get the help they need.
And to get this kind of care and attention.
Right. And so that rather than us taking them all on, we take them where the help is going to be vital.
And we know where the help is now.
We know where it's at, yeah.
So we just want to extend encouragement to anyone who, no matter what age you are, that this amazing service is available with our local health providers.
Right.
And I can't imagine that it must just be a premier program across the state and maybe even out of our state, because we sure hadn't experienced anywhere else.
Right.
So thanks for listening. And anyone want further information, call the hospital. Anyone have questions and would like to speak to us about our personal experience and the benefits of this program, I'm sure the hospital would help you get in touch with us, and we would love to do that.
You bet.
So thanks.